Here are 3 games I made when I was 10 years old, and yeah, they're as bad as they look. But after 7 years of coding and game development, I think it's time I tried to remake them to see if I've gotten any better. And to start off, let's play the first game I ever made, Circle Kong. So Circle Kong is amazing. It's probably the best game I ever made. I mean, there's a meh face, you can move, and oh, what the f***. Anyway, I need to prove myself by remaking it in a really cool way. I kind of just decided that I wanted to make the game in 3D. I think I did this because I thought it would make it look cooler. And just for context, I was literally the most sick I've ever been in my life while I was making this one. But of course, I had to add movement first. So I decided to make it in 2D. I don't know, maybe that just makes it look cooler. Okay, fine. I hate remaking this game. To get this over with, I added a circle, coded up some enemies, added animations, then tried playing the game, and it still absolutely sucked. So I completely rage quit. I'm gonna blame myself being sick for this one. Anyway, let's actually get to the good part of the video. This is Clumsy Fork, and although the game is completely broken on scratch, it got a heap of attention when I played it in my other video, so I guess I have to remake it now. Basically, in Clumsy Fork, you're a fork, and you have to try and get berries while keeping control of yourself. Now, because I'm really good at making 3D models, I'm just gonna jump right in. Perfect. But now I gotta add this really confusing movement system. Basically, I think the fork goes in the opposite direction of your mouse. I have no idea what my younger self was on when I made this code, but somehow I'm gonna have to remake this in Unity. Finally! So the fork points in the opposite direction of the mouse, and clicking can move you backwards and forwards, which is honestly really fun. But without any berries, he just flies around, so it's time to model the... Don't worry, I actually ended up fixing this, and after adding color, eyes, and a spawning system, they look amazing. Oh yeah, and they also explode when you hit them. But as I was playing, I started to feel bad for the end of the fork. I mean, it never gets any credit, so I decided to turn it into a baseball bat. And if you don't want to turn out like these raspberries, you should probably press that subscribe button. But currently I'm just violating the raspberries. I need to make some more. Introducing blackberry, strawberry, a pineapple, and finally a watermelon. But after making all of the fruit, I added a background, and the game was actually feeling pretty fun to play. Although there's one tiny little issue. There's no point to the game. And to fix this issue, I need to make a game loop. Basically, what you have to do is poke the correct fruit while smacking away all the others. And hitting the wrong fruit, well, kind of messes you up. I designed a new mesh for the fork that progressively gets worse and worse. And oh dear. Yeah, he's not looking too good. And it's not a melted game without explosions. So... Though there's no reward to collecting the correct berry, so I created a currency. It's called berry dollars. I couldn't think of anything else. What's the point of money if you can't buy anything? So I added an entire upgrade system, kind of like Vampire Survivors, where you can get different attacks and buffs. For instance, insane speed boost, knockback upgrade, and guns. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't make a game without guns. It's really an essential. I then tried experimenting a little with the overall aesthetic of the game and started with a slightly pixelated effect with some other effects when you do things like poking a berry or smacking it away. And this is where I stopped making the game, but I actually really like it. Maybe I'll continue working on it in the future. Let me know if you'd like me to. I'll probably send the game files in my Discord server if anyone wants to add their own stuff to it, so join with the link in the description. Alright, let's get to the last game. This is Snow Run. And as you can probably tell, it meant a lot to me. I mean, it was literally my profile picture. And try to take a guess at what you do in Snow Run. If you picked this option, you'd be correct. After my success with Clumsy Fork, I decided to make it 3D. So let's start by adding a movement and snowball system. Because you're playing in first person, you can watch the snowballs slowly roll towards you. But this is a problem because they just appear out of thin air. And that's not how snowballs work in real life. But before I fixed that issue, I added some textures to make things a bit more interesting, and snowballs glow, because why not? I was actually having some fun playing, but as I mentioned earlier, they just spawn in, so it's time to model one last thing. That's right, there are Yetis now. I know he looks a little wide. Anyway, to finish things off, I added a score, because I found out that my younger self got a score of 200 on Snow Run, so obviously I had to beat him. Here we go. Come on, I'm so close. Oh my god, what is happening? What What just happened? Are you joking? And this was the last thing that I saw. And if you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love both on the screen right now. I know it's a hard choice. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.